Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Drive-Thru. I'm your host, Tony T, as we broadcast live here on Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Place YouTube channel and throughout social media. We'll get you out here well before the top of the hour. Give you guys enough time to get those bets in for the primetime games. And that's what we do here on the Drive-Thru, Monday through Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. We deliver live free sports picks for the games beginning at 7 p.m. Eastern Time and later. And deliver those winners, our professional handicappers over at Pick Dogs and at Sports Chat Place. Let's take a peek at who's on the show here for today. All right, with us here on the show, let's go ahead and get the graphic up. We've got with us Jovan Burts. Ninos should sign in about the bottom of the hour. We got Brad Francis. We got Ruffolo and Brian Bitler here on the show today. And this is how they're going to go ahead and line it up for this evening. We got Bitler, Francis, Burts, Ruffolo, Ninos, and then I will close this one out. All right, Chris, any takeaways here as we got through the game one of these first series here, the first round series of the NBA playoffs?
You know what? Some results were expected, some weren't. The injury, rearing their ugly head. I know the Raptors dealing with some. We saw the Mavs struggle without Luka Doncic. It's just going to have to be, I think, a day-by-day thing through the first couple of these games. Did you have any action, Tony, on the weekend? Yeah,
I really like the Warriors in that game one series there. I got burned with the Raptors. We'll see how they bounce back here in this adjustment game. But, I was the game that kind of went the way I thought it would be more was the Warriors. And we're going to talk about this game a little later, so I'll hold that a little bit when we got one of the Cappers who comes in with the pick. But, that was interesting. Oh, also, too, Atlanta's road defense. People seem to forget about that. They can't play a lick of defense on the road.
No, they couldn't cover for much of anything on the road this season. But there were also stretches where they couldn't cover at home. But like you said, the defense was a big part of why that happened. But they'll have to definitely make some adjustments, to put it nicely, in game two.
Yeah, we're into the adjustment round here. Game two, we'll see how these teams adjust. Some will, some won't. And let's go ahead and let's get the show underway. Someone who's always adjusting is our man Brian Bitler. You'll find him over at Pick Dogs, where he does fine work over there because he had to dodge around with these rainouts in baseball today.
Yeah, I'm a little bit disappointed I don't get to see the Guardians get the W today. But maybe tomorrow. I still got 4 of the premiums on the table. And NBA games can't get rained out, neither can the NHL. So we got plenty to talk about tonight.
Yeah, plenty to talk about, no doubt about that. All right, here we go, 10:30 Eastern Time, late night hockey here. Lots of games in the late night hour today. One of them is the Canucks hosting the Stars. The Stars, small favorites here, total 5.5.
Yeah, there's a bunch of games that are going to keep me up past midnight tonight, and this is going to be one of them. I'm going to roll with the Dallas Stars tonight. NHL late action here on the road. Stars do not play their best hockey on the road, but they're playing a Canucks team that, to me, is mediocre at home. But even though the Stars far better team, in my opinion, they also have revenge in mind. Just 3 weeks ago, they lost to this Canucks team 4-1. For me, it's Dallas all day. Dallas money line is my play for tonight.
All right, we got Brian here on the Stars money line here against the Vancouver Canucks. All right, Chris, I know Vancouver team just around 500, but the Stars, they need to get some goals here. They've kind of struggled to score, but defensively, they've been holding teams to 2.2 goals a game the last 5.
Yeah, I think this was one of the tougher games on the entire NHL card because both teams, as cliche as it sounds, both teams need the win. I mean, Dallas trying to hold on to one of those 2 wild card spots. Vancouver on the outside looking in. I think it is probably going to be a bit of a defensive battle in this one. I could see a game that stays under 5 goals.
All right, Brian here on the Stars minus 108 against Vancouver Canucks. This one to have a start time here, 10:30 Eastern Time over on NHL Center Ice Package. All right, Brian, let's take a look over at Pick Dogs. We've been on fire. Look at these numbers the last 7 days. It's all documented as we film right now. 785 units of profit last 7 days. You can verify that over at Pick Dogs under Pick History under Brian's page. All right, Brian, we got 3 from the NBA. We have some hockey. 7 now in primetime baseball. What do you have going on over at the site?
I'll tell you, even with that rain out, it doesn't affect us. I still got my Monday night money shot 3-pack, my 3 best bets. 1 NHL, 1 NBA, 1 Major League Baseball. $50 at pickdogs.com, premium picks, or you can team me up with the great any of the great cappers on the site, 2-for-1 capper specials. Just check out the leaderboard, and definitely baseball's been getting the swing in baseball. Got the NBA playoffs here. Definitely the best time to get a 30-day pass.
Yeah, great time to get a 30-day pass here with Brian Bitler over at Pick Dogs. Premium doing great work here. You see the profit numbers here the past for the past 7 days, showing profit past 3 days, showing profit for the year. Doing great work over at Pick Dogs, off to a hot start in baseball. NBA Monday Night Money Shot is up there. Some NHL after hours, late night action side in the NHL from Brian. Of course, a lot of individual plays up here from Major League Baseball. His Money Shot 3-pack is up there. Of course, as Brian was mentioning, the long-term passes, especially with these sports overlapping, that 30-day all sports pass is the way to go. Get all of Brian's plays for 30 days, premium plays, including all his baseball for 30 days, where he's off to a really great start. His NHL, the NHL playoffs will start here near the beginning of May, so that's a good time to get on board with that. That'll get you through the first round of the NHL playoffs. The NBA playoffs, that'll get you first and second round coverage with that 30-day all sports pass. You can go on board with Brian Bitler there with that 1 month all sports pass. And a month you can reassess it and extend it, because there'll be a lot more playoff actions, as we got at least 2 months of NBA playoffs, maybe two and a half of NHL here left to go here as they wind down the regular season end of April. So a good time to get that 1 month all sports pass. You can add a second capper with that 2-for-1 cap promotion. Even greater value there. Brian, as always, great having your show. Continue that success. We'll talk with you again on Friday. But I know you also contribute. We see your videos over there on Pick Dogs.
Yeah, make sure you check out my Take It to the Bank play. Every single day I put my best free pick out there on video. Today we had an off day because Joe was sick and I couldn't shoot the video, but it'll be there every single day. And then the morning show also, make sure you tune in. Me, Mitch, and Joe, or me and Mitch, or whoever it is in the morning, definitely give you lots of free picks every single day.
That's right. Chris makes a good backup goalie,
I think he would. I think it would be an awesome. Definitely can't miss the roof on the. Yeah, definitely some good times.
You got to remember the roof. We need your backup. Your starting goalie goes down. You got to go to the backup.
The cookie puss. Yep.
There you go.
Mr. Pepper's Farm.
There you go. All right, Brian. Well, check out your videos there at Pick Dogs. Have yourself a great night. We'll talk on Friday.
All right, you guys have a good one. I'll catch you out later.
All right, Brian Bitler here on the Drive to. Let's continue on our coverage. Joined by Chris. Hey, guys, reminder, be sure to subscribe to our channel. There's free picks every single day. Just seems like every day there's more and more free picks on the channel, and there's more shows, more cappers contributing. We see a lot of Ruffolo, but we're starting to see a lot of Romanelli. We're seeing a lot of Bitler. We see a lot of Joe Madden since she's been around. And, of course, Goran, we see him everywhere. So good time to subscribe, of course, and like those thumbs up. They greatly appreciate it. Of course, Chris, it really helps us out with those thumbs up.
Oh, for sure, Tony, they do, because at the end of the day, Cookie Puss over here and the rest of the Pick Dogs crew appreciate each and every like, because it only helps the channel get bigger and better, and it allows us to know that you guys like what we're doing, and it motivates us to put out more content. So keep those likes, those thumbs up coming in. And I know we got a smaller card tonight, smaller crowd, but we'll do a like goal tonight. 125 likes. I got 2 home run props for you guys tonight that I think we can make some money with. But we need about say, let me see here. I just had the count up. We need 125. We're at 23 likes already, so we can get 102 more. We'll get you guys those plays.
That's right. Talking about a lot of live shows, but I want to give some props here. Some of the captains that are contributing now. We have Jovan Burts now contributing with his videos consistently. Ron Romanelli, now that I've seen a week of his action and without gaps, I'm gonna give him a plug here on his video. Keep it rolling, my man. So you can check out Ron Romanelli's MLB rundown, the entire card there. It's a really good, and he's doing great work in the MLB. So keep it consistent. I'll mention you. So I want to see him every day from you. So that's Ron Romanelli there on Pick Dogs with his MLB rundown. All right, let's continue on here with the show here, joined by Chris. Next up, let's go to Brad Francis. You'll find him over at Pick Dogs, where he does fine work. Let's bring him in right now. Brad, what's happening?
What's up, gentlemen? How's it going?
It's going great. All right, here we go. 8 Eastern time. AL West action has the Astros facing the Angels here. Astros $1.45. The totals tick down to 8.5.
It's at 8.5. I got it at 9, but hey, I still like it at 8.5. I'm going under here. I'm taking the under. These teams already played a series together this season. Out of the 4 games, 3 of them hit the under, and in those 3 games, they didn't hit over six runs combined. So the bats really weren't hitting, and the pitching was good in the first series between these teams. In this one, Mike Trout will not be playing, which it's just one player, but that does help the case for this under. And when it comes to the mound, who's pitching, I like both these pitchers today. The Astros will have Luis Garcia on the mound. He played the Angels last year. He gave up 0 runs and 3 hits. And in his first time on the mound this year, he pitched 4 innings, allowed 2 hits and no earned runs. He also had a 2.73 ERA last year. This guy flies under the radar a little, but all around just a solid pitcher. And for the Angels, they'll have Lorenzen on the mound. And in his first time out this season against the Marlins, he pitched 6 innings, only gave up 2 hits, allowed 1 run, struck out 7, and got the win. So, this may be another guy we have to keep our eyes out on this year. So yeah, I like both these starting pitchers. Lorenzen and Garcia are solid, and the Astros, they haven't really been batting that well. So far this season, they're averaging 3.4 runs a game, and they rank 22nd 22nd in the MLB when it comes to runs per game. So you add that with Trout being out, two good pitchers. Astros not really hitting that well. Give me the under all day.
All right, under here all day, Angels and Astros. All right, Chris Lorenzen, a shot at making some money in this league. You know, he had that 1 year in baseball in 2015 where he was a starter and crashed and burned. And then he was in the bullpen, mid-relief, you know, not making that much. But now he's got a shot here, not only of making the rotation, but starting pitchers make a hell of a lot more money than middle relievers.
Yeah, and I mean, if we had the DH option available for him as well, he could probably make some money there as well. But yeah, I do look for this game to go under the total as well, mainly because, like Brad said, Houston not swinging a hot bat at all right now. 6 of their 9 games this season, we've seen the Astros score 3 runs or less, including 2 or less in 4 of their last 5. I think if Lorenzen can do the same that he did in his debut against the Miami Marlins, could have a lower scoring game here. I think Luis Garcia has a solid outing of his own. I like the under 8.5 as well.
Yeah, I'll add some more to this here with this Garcia. He's been a really good strikeout pitcher, 26% last year. But here's an interesting angle. I'll drop it. I'll let you guys think about this one. You know, this is one of those angles where you see this road team, Houston. They're coming off a 9-game road trip. They come home with no days off here. This is tending to be a little bit of a flat spot, Brad, for the home team with their first home game after a 9-game trip.
Yeah, you know, I didn't think about that, and, you know, there could be some value with the Angels tonight as well. I don't like that Trout's not in the lineup, but, yeah, that's a good point there.
Chris, your thoughts there on this home team coming back after a 9-game road trip, sometimes flat. We see a lot of time flat at the plate as well.
Yeah, and I think that, you know, there's something that can be said for getting a pickup from your home fans and maybe, you know, having your home opener. But, Tony, like you said, this has been travel, and this is not just like a travel from a state over, maybe a 45-minute flight. They're coming back from Seattle. It's a fairly long flight. These guys are tired. They're finally getting to sleep in their own beds, but I think it's going to take a little bit of an adjustment to sort of get back to being themselves. And we've needed an adjustment for 9 games now, so I don't know if it's just going to happen overnight.
Angels Astros under total here of 8.5 runs. This one will have a start time here, 8 Eastern time over on MLB Extra Innings channel. All right, Brad, let's take a look over at Pick Dog Spring, where we are performing great, putting up great numbers this year in the NBA. 1,354 units of profit in the NBA. We're right in the mix here of the first round. We're getting into the adjustment game 2s here of these series. What do you have going on over at the site?
Yeah, I had a brutal day in the NBA yesterday, but that does not happen twice. I'm feeling really good about my NBA pick today. I have a Money Making Monday 3-pack. You get 2 of my 2 favorite MLB plays and then my favorite NBA playoff game pick tonight. So I love tonight's packages. I'm looking for a sweep, so check that out. Only $34.99 on the site. Of course, you got my 3-day, 7-day, 30-day, or you can team me up with another capper. So a bunch of options on there.
That's right, guys. Get on board with Brad Francis over at Pick Dogs. From you see numbers 1,354 units of profit, NBA. That is all documented. You can visit Brad's profile page over at Pick Dogs. Scroll down in the bottom where it says Pick History. All the plays are documented, recorded. It all adds up for a really good season here from Brad in the NBA. You can have your bad days, but again, it's how you bounce back from those that really defines you. So Brad, tonight, a 3-pack up there, Money Making Monday 3-pack, and get on board with that. Or those long-term passes, you know, Brad's got that 3, 7, and 30 All Sports pass up there. You want to get on board with this NBA full season pass. You see the numbers in the NBA have been strong. Of course, you get that end of the season pass here, $400, $200 about a month here. There's about 2 months. A little less than 2 months remaining here in these NBA playoffs. The finals will begin on June 2nd. Middle of June is when we get the NBA season done. So there you go, 2 months worth of action here in the postseason from Brad with that NBA end of the season pass. You can find that toward the bottom of his page over at Pick Dogs. But again, if you want to try him up with all his plays, that 30-day All Sports Pass is also a great option there as well, because you can also add a second capper with that 2-for-1 cap promotion. That's even greater value there. All right, Brad, it's always great having your show. Continue that success, and we'll talk with you again later in the week.
All right. Thank you, gentlemen. Have a good one.
You got it. Brad Francis here on the drive through. Let's continue on now with Chris. Chris, where do we sit here with our like goal?
Well, Tony made some early progress. We're already at 45 likes, 109 people watching. So guys, keep those likes coming in. We can get you 2 home run props for tonight's action. 2 players that I think are more than likely to hit a home run at least. One of them we can make some money with tonight. So get those likes in. We're at 45 right now. Need 125, so about 80 more.
80 more. Let's keep those likes, those thumbs up coming in. Let's continue on here with the drive. Let's bring in someone who's been red hot here for this 2022 year. Jovan Burts. Jovan, what's happening?
Hey, what's going on, fellas? How y'all?
We're doing great. We're doing great here. Great time of the year here. I like the NBA playoffs, and I'm going to say something here that may shock people. I like the NBA playoffs more than March Madness. The quality of play, that is. I know the hype is all exciting, but I enjoy it. I love the drama of these games. They just you're getting the professional performance out there, and that's how I look at it throughout this year.
This year is more compelling than most years. I'll say that for the NBA, especially early on with this first round.
Yep, no doubt. All right, here we go. We're going to baseball here. Tonight we've got the Rockies here hosting the Phillies, 8 Eastern time. The Phillies favorite here, total 11.
Yeah, and I'm on the Rockies in this one. Give me that plus money with the home team. Now look at Aaron Nola. He's supposed to be the stab face of the Philadelphia Phillies, but I'm looking at him and he's looking like a punching bag in his first two starts, 6.75 ERA, and he's going up against a Colorado Rockies lineup that's batting 275, and as long as they're putting the runs up, they got a shot at winning at home. Know what they do at home. You know, 5.31 runs per game, runs per 9 innings. They also have a bullpen now. That's something that they haven't had in years past. Let's see if it holds up. But as of right now, it's holding up. They have a 1.80 ERA, and you're dealing with the Phillies bullpen. They're always gonna give it up. This year is no different, and I think it all adds up to a Colorado win in this one. So that's my pick.
All right, we got Jovan here with the Rockies, plus 140 against the Phillies. Yeah, this is a lot of respect here for Nola and a Phillies team that really has struggled here. Marlins have kind of had their number over the years. That's one of the weird things if you looked at the head-to-head matchups here. And, of course, Marlins took care of business against the Phillies. But, again, Chad Kuhl is the pitcher here. It's always scary when you hear that you get picked up after the Pirates release you, but there can't be a turnaround. It can't be a turnaround, Chris. Of course, we thought Pittsburgh and Baltimore was Siberia. Maybe Siberia B is Colorado for some of these pitchers.
Maybe, but could it be that maybe they released Chad Kuhl because he was making too much money and the Pirates are trying to pinch every penny this season? But I do think there is value with the Rockies here. I do. And, I mean, Aaron Nola, like you said, Tony's just been – He's a decent pitcher, but the Phillies as a whole have been inconsistent. I think I was more looking at the under in this one because I think Chad Kuhl can deliver a great start, for the Rockies. I think Nola can keep the damage to a minimum, but I like just fading high totals just because the games at Coors Field, I think the Rockies were the most profitable under team at home last season because of inflated totals like this. So I was looking at the under.
All right, now let's talk about money here. You said saving pennies. In today's economy, Kuhl signed for pennies. 1-year contract, $3 million for a starting pitcher. So that's pennies in base. So he's got some motivation to try to turn it around here and get in with a good season so he can increase those dollars next season. So it's a 1-year contract. So so he's got some motivation there. And of course, we've seen the Rock. Well, one thing you got going for you, as you mentioned, as Jovan mentioned, was the bullpen. So if you get 5 from Kuhl, limit the damage. You got a good shot here in the back 4 of this game. Of course, the Phillies are not doing well, and of course, the issue here also too, when no one talks about the Kuhl, as long as there's control, he's got to get that control in this game as well. He'll need it. Rockies plus 140 against the Phillies. This one will have a start time of 8 Eastern time over on MLB Extra Innings channel. All right, Jovan, let's take a look over at Pick Dogs Print, where you put up some great numbers here for 2022. Fully documented 718 units of profit. So visit the site. You'll see the plays on Pick History at Jovan's history profile page. All right, Jovan, tonight we've got those 3 NBA games, 7 now in Major League Baseball in prime time. What do you have going on over at the site?
Yeah, it's Monday, so you know what that means. Time to get this money with my Money Bag Monday NBA playoff 3-pack. 3 plays in tonight's slate of first round games where I think it's going to hammer the books. Also have 2 single plays in Major League Baseball. My Money Bag Monday MLB plus money Punisher, one on the NL side and one on the AL side. You could catch my 3-day, my 7-day, my 30-day, my yearly, or match me with one of the other handicappers on the website for the 2-for-1 capital promotional. It's all there at Sports Chat Place and Pick Dogs. Let's get it.
Let's get it with Jovan Burts over at Pick Dogs Premium. See the numbers here. 718 units of profit for 2022, all documented tonight. Money Bag Monday playoff up there. He's got a package from the NBA. His 3 NBA plays for you. Get on board with that. Also plays from Major League Baseball, sold in a pass as well as individually. Of course, those long-term passes. You want to try Jovan for 7 days. He has that 7-day all sports pass, 7 days of baseball, 7 days of NBA playoffs here for one low price. Of course, you can add a second capper with your 2-for-1 capper promotion. Even greater value there. All right, Jovan, as always, great having the show. Continue that success. We'll talk with you later in the week. But I know you also contribute to Pig Dogs. We see your videos up there.
Yeah, and per usual, I'll have 2, tonight, the next night, and so on and so forth, So, yeah, man, I'm here
All right.
for it.
All right, and he'll get it done. So check Jovan Burts, subscribe, and check out the Pig Dogs channel for Jovan's videos. All right, Jovan, continue that success. We'll talk later in the week.
Absolutely. See you on Friday.
See you Friday. Jovan Burts here on the drive to. I continue here with Chris. Now, Chris, what do we say with our like goal?
Well, Tony, we're just over halfway to our goal. 64 likes, 135 people watching. So we are at that part of the show where if everybody that was watching just click the like button, doesn't cost you a cent, can make you some money. We'd be at our goal. We would get you the 2 home run props that I like for tonight's action. I've sprinkled a little bit on them. I want you guys to as well. We're at 67 likes right now. We need about 58 more.
All right, get those thumbs up coming in. Let's continue on here on the drive-thru. Now it's time it's front and center now for Chris Ruffolo. Let's go ahead and bring up your game, Chris. We'll be looking at the one tonight for going to the ice here. Here's one of those $4 favorites we've been seeing a lot of here in hockey. We've got the Hurricanes on the road against Coyotes. Hurricanes 420, total 6. Not the 420.
Yeah, well, I might have been on some 420 when I sent this in this morning because the line has completely flown towards the Carolina Hurricanes, but for good reason. The Arizona Coyotes have started invested in Stamps because of how much they've mailed it in at the end of this year. They are absolutely just basically playing out the string for contractual obligations. Other than that, this team has no desire to really step on the ice and do their job, for a lack of a better purpose, because they've lost 6 games in a row now, the Coyotes have, and have been outscored by a combined total of 38-7. Yeah, that's right, 38-7, including 16-2 in their last 2 home games against Calgary and Vancouver. Now, I did like this game a lot more when I thought that maybe Frederik Andersen would go in net for the Carolina Hurricanes, but he did get injured in that game against Colorado. And the Carolina Hurricanes are already in the postseason, so maybe it's in their best interest to start their backup goaltender here. But even then, Antti Raanta, not a bad option for a backup goaltender. I believe he's got a record of 12-8-5 this season, at 244 goals against average. And he is a former Coyote, so he knows this ice fairly well. But again, I think he wants to stick it to his former team. He's got the better team in front of him against a Coyotes team, like I said. That is basically just showing up to be on the other side of the Carolina Hurricanes, mainly because they have to and they have fans that have paid for this ticket. Otherwise, they probably wouldn't be able to play this game. And to be honest, I don't think they've been playing for the last couple of weeks anyways. The Coyotes at one time were a team that were giving us some value at some nice plus money prices. No longer. I'm going here with the Carolina Hurricanes on the puck line, -1.5. See -155. If that's a little bit out of your price range, you want to go with the same game parlay. I like Carolina -1.5 and over 6 goals. That's around +130. But for the show pick, we'll stick with Carolina on the puck line.
All right, then we got Carolina puck line -1.5 goals here, -155 against Arizona Coyotes. Now, Chris, when you look at this, the Coyote team, they've lost eight of their past 10 losses have come by 4 goals or greater. It's pretty atrocious. So I was wondering, maybe alternate numbers here.
You could go with the alternate. You could go -2.5. Like I said, my only concern with the alternate lines is you are seeing a backup goaltender in net for Carolina and Antti Raanta. He has been confirmed. But again, like you said, this for me has been more about a play fading the Arizona Coyotes. And I'll let everybody know something that I forgot to mention. This is one of my premium plays for tonight's action. This is how much I do like this play, regardless of who's in goal or not. Because you look at, Tony, you said 8 of the last 10 that the Arizona Coyotes have lost. In each of those games, the Arizona Coyotes have allowed 5 goals. So basically, if you think the Arizona Coyotes are losing this game, you think they're going to be giving up a ton of goals, and I do. Carl Vejmelka, the starter for the Arizona Coyotes tonight, in his last 3 games that he's actually started, has given up 6 goals in each of those games. So This is basically just an Arizona Coyotes team that's just playing out the string. Like I said, they're just playing because they have to show up, and at that point, there's really not there's not much else to it.
It's been here are the scores. Their losses the last 6 losses: 5-1, 5-1, 6-1, 6-2, 7-1, 9-1. Well, we hit double digits here. It's just disgusting.
And in that Calgary game, I'm not sure how many people watched that game. Arizona actually went up 1-0. They were up 1-0 at the end of the first period. And me, just being pardon my French, being a smart ass, I was like, whatever. I'll just put $10 on a live bet, see if I can catch the Arizona Coyotes. By the end of the second period, it was 6-1. And I was like, okay, well, that's gone. That's okay. I mean, it's to be expected. And then it just reminded me in the back of my head, well, there's the Arizona Coyotes. And like I said, when's the last time in baseball, in any of these single-point sports where you see runs or goals or whatever, that you saw a 6-game losing streak where a team was outscored 38-7? I think that just kind of amplifies everything as to just how bad the Arizona Coyotes have actually been.
It's pretty bad here. Hurricanes, puck line, -1.5 goals, -155 against Arizona Coyotes. This one to have a start time here. 10 Eastern time. You can watch it over on NHL Center Ice Package. Yeah, we went a little too long on this one, I think. May have. All right. Let's continue on here with the drive to Chris. Where do we sit with our light goal?
Well, Tony, we're doing some damage here with our light goal. We're at 98 likes right now. Got 147 people watching. So, guys, we only need about 27 more likes to get to our goal. We're going to give you guys 2 home run props for tonight's action. So keep those likes coming in. We're at 98 right now.
98. Keep those thumbs up coming in. Let's continue on here with the drive. Let's see. Let's hope that El Ninos got signed in. Let's see if he's in, ready to roll. He is ready to roll. El Ninos, what's happening?
Going good. How are you?
Doing great. All right, here we go. We're going to the NBA. We closed the show up with 2 NBA picks. Al's got the first one. I got the second one. Here we go. Warriors here to host the Nuggets, 10 Eastern time. The Warriors 7, total 221.5.
Yeah, this was one of the more lopsided round 1 matchups in game 1, but it took a huge game from not just Steph Curry and Klay Thompson doing their thing from deep, but we saw Jordan Poole go off as well for 30 points and being very efficient from the three-point line as well. The whole team was efficient from the three-point line. I don't think they as good as they are from 3, the best. Probably they definitely have the 2 best shooters. You could argue they're the best three-point shooting team, but yeah, I just don't see them shooting just as well this time around. I think the Nuggets, I like them in game 1 a little bit. I think they come out and keep this one a little more competitive, especially after getting blown out. So I'll take the 7 points here with the Nuggets again.
El Nino says take the 7 points with the Nuggets. I totally disagree there, Al. I think this is a total blowout series, and the reason why it reminds me, Chris, of the Suns and the Nuggets last year, where the Murray Porter injury is start coming to light here, and you start to see what happens when smart teams can exploit weaknesses here. The Nuggets guard. We've been talking about the Nuggets guards for a while. We talked about the Nuggets defense post All-Star break. How bad the defense is. It's the guard situation. It's just, you're seeing why Warriors, small guys, the guards are getting off on these 3 points, is because the guards for the Nuggets totally aren't at that level.
I think, like I said, I think it's just more about the Nuggets defense that's actually been exposed. But again, this is one of those things where I think, truth be told, I'm going to be Switzerland here. I'm going to be neutral between the 2 of you fighting, and I'm going to go. I think the line is pretty much. I think the line's pretty much close to being bang on. I think this could be a game where Golden State, eventually pulls away at the foul line and maybe wins this game by 7, and nobody ends up being happy at the end of it. But I went the way of a prop market in this game. I went with Nikola Jokic to score the first basket at I think it was plus 330. I think this is just a spot where he wins the tip, pulls it back, and then they feed their big man as they're going. They being the Denver Nuggets feed their big man as they're going to have to for the bulk of this series, and I think that's the way I went with this one. I'm
going to let you respond to what I was talking here about the guard situation here. What's your thoughts here?
Definitely a concern. Obviously, you want to have your best guards out there when you can, but they're lucky enough to have one of the best playmaking big men in Jokic. So that kind of takes away from the pressure offensively. Defensively, of course, that's always going to be a challenge, but does it really matter how good you are against these guys on defense? I mean, you could be in their face and they're still going to make the 3 if they're going to make the 3. So you just have to hope they miss their shots and then do your best on the other end. So I think with 7 points, we're still getting a good team here, and I think they keep it, as I said, more competitive than Game 1.
Yeah, you're looking for more competitive in Game 1 here. Al here on the Nuggets, +7 against the Warriors. This one will have a start time here of 10 Eastern time over on TNT. All right, now let's take a look over at Pick Dogs Premium. We've been doing fine work here in the NHL. Look at the numbers here. 2,276 units of profit in the NBA. I'm sorry, in the NHL. Also showing profit in the NBA as well. So NHL numbers have been, look at this, 2,276 units there. Of course, tonight over at Pick Dogs Premium, Al, we've got three games scheduled from the NBA, 7 in prime time for Major League Baseball, some hockey. What do you have going on over at the site?
Do have a 3-pack. I had one MLB play that went off earlier, but I still have a 3-pack with my best bet in each sport for tonight. So if you want to grab that, go ahead. Or better yet, pair me up with our favorite capper for the 2-for-1 capper specials.
That's right, guys. Get on board with Ninos over at Pick Dogs Premium. See the numbers here. Great numbers in NHL, showing profit in the NBA this year. Tonight, he's got plays up there from the NBA, NHL. He comes back. Now he calls it his clutch, his Monday clutch alphabets. He takes his best bets from the NBA. Go ahead.
No, I said that's my best later bet in the MLB. My other one went off earlier, so
did it? All right.
The clutch for you.
The clutch one. So he's got his clutch one. His later MLB, his clutch MLB there is NBA, MLB, NHL clutch alphabets. Takes his best bets from those three sports, puts them into a 3-pack, $40 affordable pricing over at Pick Dogs. Of course, Al has a long-term pass. You want to try him for a month? Go for it. All of his plays, premium plays for a month. Just over $13 per day gets you 30 days from Al Ninos there. Of course, you can add a second capper with that 2-for-1 cap promotion. Even greater value there. All right, Al, as always, great having your show. Continue your success. We'll talk with you again tomorrow. But I know you also contribute to the fucking crazy show.
Wow, I think I heard you. Anyway, yes, I do. I should be on Wednesday and Thursday again this week. Was on yesterday. I think we had a pretty good show, so you want to tune into those. We usually give out some good picks. There's whether you like the NHL or not, there's always some great value there. So that's a sport I love betting, and definitely one you should try to.
Yeah, well, yeah. Of course, Joe Mann, I guess, was out sick today, but of course, again, we got the backup goalie here ready to roll in case you need someone to fill in. Fucking crazy, he can fill in for Goran. He's filled in for me. He's hasn't filled in for Mitch yet, I don't think. That's about the only one he hasn't filled in. But the backup goalie, Chris, is ready to roll in case he needs to go in and fill in and fucking crazy. But anyway, Al, continue the success. We'll talk with you again tomorrow.
Or in a minute, right? If my battery survives.
Oh, that's right. We got you on the recap. If your battery holds. All right, that's right. Al's on here on the recap. Let's continue on here on the show with Chris. Chris, where do we sit here with our light goal?
Yeah, Mitch hasn't turned the keys to the car over to me just yet on that one. But we're at 116 likes right now. 118. We only need 7 more likes. 178 people watching. The strong feeling we'll get to our goal. You guys get those likes in. We'll get you the 2 plays during the recap. 2 home run props that we can make some money with. One of them currently sitting at plus 600. So get those likes in. We'll make you some money tonight.
Keep the likes coming in. Let's continue on here on the drive-thru. Now it's my turn with my play here. Let me go ahead and put up the game information for you. We're going to be looking at this game between the 76ers. I wish it was the Pacers because they were an ATM machine going over. Man, do I sorely miss those Pacers. My goodness. The season ended too quickly there. But anyway, 76ers here to host the Raptors. The Sixers, 7.5-point favorites, total 217. In this game, I'm going to go under the total on this one. Under 217, Raptors and Philadelphia. We know the injury situation here for the Raptors. Barnes and Young, of course, and they're also dealing with Gary Trent. There's some issues there with them. We saw Philadelphia really pour it on against Toronto to take that 1-0 series lead, scoring 34 or greater points in the first 3 quarters. But this is game 2. This is what I call the adjustment game. And the Raptors will be all in to avoid that 0-2 deficit. And we know Toronto, their fabric, they're a defensive-minded team, sitting 5th in efficiency since the All-Star break. They still have a lot of good talented players. They had a lot of depth on their team. Of course, when you look by comparison here by the 76ers, they were 12th, giving up 112 per 100 possessions defensively post All-Star break. The Raptors, people write them off. I don't think they're in a hopeless situation. They've got a defensive culture. They got the good coaching. We know Philadelphia under James Harden, has shown vulnerability on the defensive end. And we know James Harden, when guarded and when things aren't going well for him, kind of get that pouting mode. And he's known to throw a clunker or 2 in the postseason. But when he has his clunkers, I think it really impacts the team. We know the 76ers were really hot from 3, wide open for many of those shots. I see the defense tightening up in this game, Chris. I see Toronto slowing it down. As we said this, before the series, Toronto is going to have to win with defense. They had a bad one here. They're going to have those bad ones, but I think this is where they adjust and get back to their fabric, which is defense and slowing this game down.
Yeah, Tony, and I agree with you. That's why I do like the under, but I think I was actually leaning towards the Raptors plus the points. I mean, I know some people may call me a homer for saying that, but it's like you said, the Raptors have been relying on defense. And how many times did we see this season? Not just with the Raptors, but with a bunch of teams that were missing a lot of their best players, maybe three or four of their top guys. We saw it especially because of COVID, and they not only came out and covered, but they beat teams outright just because teams maybe didn't take them seriously. I know it's the playoffs, completely different animal, but I think the Raptors have enough depth to keep this one fairly close. And we always say, you and I talking like this on the drive-through, the one thing that permeates through the rest of the lineup, the one thing that travels regardless of who's in the lineup, is defense. The shots may not always be falling, but the guys play defense every time they're on the floor. And I think that's what we're going to be seeing tonight. I think the Raptors play enough defense to keep this one within single digits and potentially give themselves a shot late, maybe keep it a one-possession game.
Yeah, and the Raptors in that game, they just looked lost. They didn't know what was coming. I mean, it was something that they threw at them that was differently, and I think this is something that can be adjusted just based over on the fact there were so many wide open shots. I believe that the Raptors can make the adjustment. They have the fabric to do that. So we'll see a defensive type of style game here, a slow down style. Raptors, Sixers under 217. This one will have a start time here of 7:30 Eastern time. You can watch it over on TNT. Hey guys, I have a 3-pack right now. My 2 best bets from the NBA paired up with an MLB best bet. I'm also part of the 2-for-1 cap promotion, so you can match me with Chris, with El Ninos, with Brad Francis, of course with Jovan Burts, Brian Bitler, all the cappers over at Pick Dogs. 2-for-1 cap promotion is your best value over at Pick Dogs, so make sure you sign up and get on board. Let's continue on here with the drive-through. Now, Chris, where do we say with our like goal?
Well, Tony, we started to wonder if maybe we should have set the goal at our normal 150. Everybody smashed the like goal today. We're at 147 likes, so thank you guys for helping us reach our goal. But just because we reach our goal, we could always use the help. Keep those likes, those thumbs up coming in because they're only going to help get bigger and better. But thank you guys for helping us reach our goal.
Greatly appreciate those thumbs up. We saved for the NBA for last. We got those 2 plays free, so we thank the audience out there for their participation. All your comments, really good comments there on the board there. Everyone behaving nicely, respectful, and we appreciate that as well. Let's get to this drive-through and continue on here with the recap. El Ninos signs back in just in time. Hopefully that battery's charged. We started off here with Brian. Brian says take the Stars minus 108 against the Canucks. Brad Francis, Angels, Astros under 8.5. Jovan was on the Rockies here plus 140 against the Phillies. Chris says take Carolina Hurricanes, the puck line minus 1.5 goals, minus 155 against the Coyotes. El Nino says Nuggets plus 7 against the Warriors. Yours truly, 76ers, Raptors under 217. We'll start with Chris. Other than your pick, which one do you like the best?
Well, Tony, you did it again. Save the best for last. I like that 76ers, Raptors under 217. I think that game ends up being the first to 105 wins.
Now you go with the under there. Okay, we'll go over to Al. Al, other than your pick, which one do you like the best?
I gotta go with Chris. The puck it's juicy, but I would go as you said a little bit on the alternate run puck line as well, minus 2.5, and get a decent line there. I'd put a little bit on both though.
All right, that's from Al Nino fighting with Chris. I'll go with this Rockies plus 140 against the Phillies. Again, it's a lot of respect here for Aaron Nola. I know Chad Cool, he was cut by the Pirates, got a $3 million contract. That's kind of kept him away from going to the minor leagues because that's where he was going if it wasn't for the Rockies because the Orioles weren't interested and we know the Pirates weren't interested. But let's get a few innings in, maybe 4. I'll take 4. Let's get that Rocky bullpen in there, and let's make this a late inning game. And, of course, we know Nola's had his struggles here. And, of course, that'll be like the Rockies there in that one. All right. We got the recap in. We got to our Lyco. Now here's Chris with the picks.
All right, well, our 2 home run props. I know we talked with Brad earlier about that Angels and Astros game going under, but that's the game I'm going to for both of these home run props tonight, and both from the Los Angeles Angels. I'm going to go with, obviously, the first play, maybe the more obvious of the 2 here. I'm going to go with Shohei Ohtani to hit a home run. You're seeing it at plus 285, plus 290 in different books. But, again, Ohtani has just been, downright electric. He's had a 7-game hit streak right now. In his last 3 games, he's hit 3 home runs, had 7 RBIs. And against Luis Garcia, he's had a favorable matchup in the past. He's hitting 4 for 12 with 2 extra base hits, but both of those extra base hits have left the yard. And we're getting almost 3-1 on our money with one of the best hitters in baseball. I got to go with Shohei Ohtani at the nice plus money. The other one, I'm going to go a little bit under the radar with this one. I'm going to go with Jared Walsh to hit a home run at plus 600. This is strictly a matchup play for me. Against Luis Garcia in his short career, Jared Walsh, 7 for 11 against Garcia. only striking out once. That's a .636 batting average with 4 extra base hits, 2 home runs. I think if he catches one of those pitches from Garcia tonight, we could see Walsh hit a jack, and we could get 6 times our money on one bet. I absolutely love it. So those are going to be your 2 home run props for tonight's action. Jared Walsh to hit a home run at +600, and Shohei Ohtani to hit a home run at +285, +290.
There you go from Chris Ruffolo. We appreciate everyone's contribution today with Chris's picks, and of course with our chat room and our audience out there with those likes, those thumbs up. We greatly appreciate it. That'll do it for this edition of the Drive Thru. Be sure to tune in again tomorrow live at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll have 8 cappers booked on the show, giving out live free sports picks for the games in prime time. Don't forget, get started every day, 10 a.m. Eastern Time. You have Mitch's 7 picks in 5 minutes, followed by the Sports Betting Pick Show with Mitch and Joe Madden as they give out free picks, talk about the line moves, a little bit of betting tools talk. We've got some live shows now. We've got the soccer show with Goran, and maybe the backup goalie again tomorrow with Chris in there. And of course, we've got the Puck and Crazy show with Joe Madden, hopefully back. And of course, we've got the betting tool show with Mitch, giving out free picks from his betting tools. So that'll do it for this show. Guys, have yourself a great night. Let's go ahead and bring in the crew from tonight's show. We're going to go ahead and wave good evening, everyone. Have yourself a great evening, and we'll talk with you again tomorrow live